Good morning, Regents. Good morning, everyone. We are ready to call the special meeting of our Board of Regents to order at 8:30 a.m. on Friday, June 11th. We're meeting via video and teleconference and with Regents here in the I&C boardroom for the purpose of interviewing and selecting an individual to fill the vacancy left by by the late Hector Salinas. So thank you all for being here today. I'm going to let me see, get my notes here. I'm going to call the meeting to order and do roll call. Regent Adami?
Here.
Regent Averett? Here. Regent Bennett?
Here.
Regent Garza?
Here.
Thank you, sir. Regent Hutchison? Here. Regent Kelly?
Here.
Regent Turner?
Here.
I'm Carol Scott. We have a quorum and can conduct business. As you can see, Regent Bennett is joining us by video conference, and Regent Garza is joining us by teleconference for this portion of the meeting. If you would all please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Regent Hutchison, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And please join me in reading the Del Mar College Vision Statement. Del Mar College will be the premier choice for life-changing educational opportunities provided by responsive, innovative faculty and staff who empower students to improve local and global communities. Del Mar College is streaming live audio and video from this Board of Regents meeting on the college's website in real time, with exceptions of portions of the meeting considered as closed session by statute. Mr. President, were there any public comments today?
There were none, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, sir. So we will immediately go into our discussion, our interviews, unless we have a regent who does need to have any opportunity for closed session to ask any legal questions or any other guidance prior to us starting the interviews. Are there any regents who need to go into closed session for any reason? Great. Then we will, Mr. Rivera has asked the individuals who are applying for the position to randomly select their order of presentation, and we will start with Mr. Salinas, followed by Mr. Tamez, and then Dr. Villarreal will be our third interview for the day. So please ask Mr. Salinas to come in. Good morning, Mr. Salinas. How are you doing? It's wonderful to see you again.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for your interest. I think Mr. Rivera communicated with you the process we'll go through today for the interview. We have up to about 30 minutes. That's not a hard and fast time frame, but we'll spend quality time with you this morning, and we will open up with an opportunity for you to do a 3 to 5 minute introduction.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. And so I'm 50 years old. I just turned 50 years old this past week, June the 9th. I've been married for 24 years to my lovely wife of Elsie Salinas. She's been an educator at CCISD for over 20 years. She is now a counselor at King High School. I got my degree at Texas A&M Kingsville in 1995. and I've owned a business for 25 years, Salinas Sports Enterprises. I have 2 kids, 2 lovely kids. One is 23 and one is 19. My 23-year-old just got her master's from Duke University at the very prestigious business school, Fuqua Business School. She played athletics there at Duke University. She got her degree from Duke University, and now she's got her master's. My son is at Oklahoma State, playing Division I baseball, and also getting a great education there in Oklahoma State. And the reason that I tell you this is that I know, you guys know, that my family is very well known for sports, baseball and softball. But at the core of it is education. And that's why I tell you that my whole family is in education. My father, you guys know him, you know his story, educated man with a master's. My mother has 2 masters. She worked for CCISD for over 40 years and retired here in CCISD. My sister is a principal in Houston. She has 2 masters. My sister is a softball coach at Veterans. She has her college degree. My brother is at London. They're at the state tournament right now. He is a coach at London, and he has his college degree. So education is at the core of our baseball and softball family. We use sports in our family to educate people about the importance of education. You want to play sports, you've got to be good in the classroom. I started my business, Salinas Sports Enterprises, 25 years ago. I thought I was going to be a college coach, a high school coach, be at Moody High School forever. But that was going to tie me into one school. And for whatever reason God put in my heart was he wanted me to go help the community, and I can't get tied down. And I questioned that for a long time. And as time went on, I totally understood what God wanted me to do, and that was to educate the masses, the community. And so I've had the privilege for 25 years to have my hand on many of the community kids, the community, the youth, and it's been truly a blessing. And so what we do at my business, Salinas Sports Enterprises, is we get these kids that love sports, and we try to put some hope and some dreams in them early. And if we could do that through sport and tell them, hey, you can be whatever you want to be. You can play at Oklahoma State University. You can play in the big leagues. You can do these things, but it first starts with a vision and a hope. And we put that in the kids, and it's been 25 years now. And I'm super, super proud that I'm following in my father's footsteps. My father was a baseball coach. But through baseball, he affected so many people in the community. This man did not put one sign when he ran for the board here. And that is a tribute to how many people and how many lives he touched. It's truly amazing. I mean, it is truly amazing. And I've had the privilege of being in that household for 50 years. And so I'm not just here because he passed away and I want to fill his void. I want to, do it for my dad. I'm here because this is what our family fabric's all about. It's about helping kids. It's about educating the community. It's about bringing people together. And so when I came here and you guys honored my dad, and you gave me that really nice plaque of my dad and his picture, I left here, and I remember the one thing that I did tell you guys is I said, get somebody who has passion for Del Mar. Get somebody in here who is passionate about the community. Get somebody in here that this is not a job. This is what you do. This is not a job. It's what's in your heart. Losing my dad, he was a very big pillar in this community. And he fought for the little guy. And that's all we believe in. We believe in fighting for the little guy. And I think that the more that I was thinking about my dad's legacy, my phone would ring and I would get a call and go, hey, Coach, I'm a senior. I want to go to college, but we can't afford it. with this pandemic, we can't afford it. And I said, yes, you can. Yes, you can. There's ways. There's government help. There's financial aid. There's different ways that you can make this happen. I said, you need to come, let's meet. Or I would go to their house. I do that every day. But I do it, that's Salinas Sports Enterprise. That's what we do. And so the more I was doing that, the more I was realizing that, wow, I'm doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing. And my dad, what he did, and it's, so I'm in schools. I'm in the principal's office. And I mean, I've done this, and it's just like, it's every day. I go in the principal's office. I got 2 kids, little Johnny and Joe. They have just their mother. Please take care of this kid. This is his story. And we try to inspire them so that they can go to the next level and they can go to college. And so putting that all together, I said, you know what? I'm throwing my name in the hat. Because I just answered everything that I truly, in my heart, believe that Del Mar needs. They need somebody who loves this community. I love this community. I grew up here. I went to Moody High School. It's a passion. This is what we do. I didn't choose to do this. God chose us to do this. Chose me and my family because I really thought I was going to be a coach for the rest of my days. That's what I do. That's all I know. But community is what it's all about. And Del Mar is that school that I think gives the kids that first step and gives them some hope. So I'm honored to be able to talk to you guys and to spill out what my family's legacy is. And being here today is truly a blessing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Salinas. We appreciate you being here. I am going to ask you just to step a little bit closer to the microphone, just because we are broadcasting this and we do have regents who are not here in person. So I know that you have a coach's voice, but I just want to make sure that we don't miss anything.
Okay.
So one of the 3 questions that we sent you in advance, and you've touched on this a little bit already, is what makes Del Mar College's mission powerful for you?
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a great question. Thank you for that question. When you say what makes it powerful for me, what makes it powerful for me is that it has a lot of meanings in that one word, powerful, is that it's about opportunity. It's about, like I said, passion for the youth. And so when you say, what does that mission mean to me? It means opportunity, affordability. This junior college, people don't really understand that it's very affordable, and that it is so important. Del Mar is so important to this community because in the minority neighborhoods, a lot of them need hope, and a lot of them need a chance to better their lives, and they don't know where to go, and they think that it's time to go to work, and it's not. Del Mar College is that stepping stone. And my dad really believed in that. And I heard that time and time and time again at the house. He was all about, I got to get the minorities. They have to come. They have to understand that it's not about if I can go to A&M Corpus or a big Division I school. This is a community, this is a community junior college. And it's made for our community. But they got to get more educated on it. And he was so big on that. As far as Del Mar's mission, like I said, it's opportunity. It really is, especially in this day and age with the pandemic, the disconnect of the student, the parent, the hopes, the dreams. This is a very critical time because of this pandemic. This is a once in a lifetime that has happened here. And it's crazy because these kids, some of them like to do the learning online and some of them don't. And it's created a big problem. My wife is a counselor at King High School. And she comes home crying because she can't understand why. Why did this happen? Why are students thinking these thoughts? Why are they almost are lost? And so her job is to educate them and to tell them that there is more out there. And Del Mar, to me, that mission is powerful because it gives us hope. It gives the kids hope.
Thank you very much. The next question is specifically about a Regents' role in the community college system. So can you give us a little bit about your understanding of what a Regents' role is in a community college, and how would you carry out that role?
Well, I would say that the Regents' role is going to be, for one, to let the community know our long-term and our short-term goals. What do we bring to this community? We've got to get that out there. I don't think everybody really understands the different programs that we have here, the different opportunities that we have here. You're going to have to put your boots on. This is a different time. And so you're going to have to put your working boots on and go to work. We're going to have to go to work, and we're going to have to get out there, and we're going to have to really show them and really get through to them how important Del Mar is to Corpus Christi. So it's to me, it's not going to be a job. It's just a passion. I do this every day. I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do this later today. I've got 2 meetings. I got a meeting with the kid from Farfurias. He wants to know, where do I lie? What opportunities do I have? And so I'm going to sit down with him later today and just try to educate. I'm just educating, and that's where Del Mar is. I would love to be on the board, because I think that it kind of goes hand in hand with what I do, what my family has done, and it is going to be truly an honor if I were to be on this board.
Thank you. And the last question, what do you believe you would bring to the Board of Regents that makes you unique and best qualified to serve?
That's a great question. Thank you so much for that question. I think it ties everything together. I'm going to bring youth. I'm 50 years old, but I'm a very young soul, and I'm 50 years old. I'm going to bring you youth. I'm going to bring energy. I'm a great team player, and I'm here to learn. And I'm a great learner, and I'm a fast learner, and I learn, and I want to learn every day, and so I'm going to bring ideas. I'm going to bring an understanding that what it takes to make this thing work. This is a team, and I look at it like a team, and everybody has different views and everybody has different ideas. But I think that if we can get together, and I can bring some of that, we can bring and get together, and we have all the common goals in order, which is the students and the community. And if we understand that, and we have a good little united team, we can make a lot of these dreams come true here at Del Mar. And so I'm super excited to what I can bring to the table. I bring it every day. For 25 years I've been bringing it, and I'm super excited because I see so much growth that can happen here at Del Mar. My vision is that why not add students by leaps and bounds in year. That we can add so many more students just because of this pandemic. And one of the ways is, and I'm sure you heard it 1,000 times from my dad, I want sports, right? I want baseball. I want softball. Well, let me tell you, we can add anywhere from 500 to 1,000 new students like overnight. And so that's one avenue. The other one is the nurses. My dad was in the hospital for 9 months. I was with him, and I was the only one that could be with him because they only allowed one. And there's a shortage of nurses. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. I was talking to people from New York, California, Florida. You know, they were bringing in nurses in buses. It was unbelievable. And to know that Del Mar College has a nursing program, there's an opportunity to recruit and get more nurses going here in Corpus Christi. You know, the welding. I have friends that they're 30 years old. They don't know what to do. They're not in the oil field anymore. And they're able to go and start right now at 30 years old, come to Del Mar and learn welding and learn a different trade. And so all those things just keep on adding up. And that's why I said I'd love to be a voice. I'd love to be a voice for Del Mar, and I really feel that my energy is unmatched. It's unmatched when it comes to the community, just because it's who we are. I mean, I'm leaving here, and like I said, there's not a place that I can go without bringing up the opportunity that there is. I just went to go eat yesterday at Jalisco, and I love my tacos like my dad loves his tacos, but I talked to a lady there, and I said, hey, we just started talking. She said, my son is graduating from high school. He's a first-generation graduate. And I was like, that is awesome. I said, where's he going to go? What's he going to do? She said, well, he's going to come and work here at Jalisco's. And I stopped her right there, and I said, stop it. She was like, what? And I go, there is a school for your son. She goes, we can't afford it. I said, yes, you can. I'm going to hold your hand. Give me your number. I'm going to hold your hand. We're going to go to Del Mar College. And I just brought up Del Mar because I'm all about it. And she said, I said, I'm going to hold your hand. We're going to go to Del Mar. We're going to sit down with some people, and I'm going to show you that there's money there for you. And so the look in her eye when I left was unbelievable. And I leave there, and I'm like, why did I do that? Like, that's none of my business. But really and truly, I believe that God put this in our heart, and that's what we do. My dad was like that. And every time I turn around, I'm like, wow. It truly did get in the heart. And so, like I said, it's truly an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Salinas. Now we have an opportunity for some regents to ask any follow-up questions that they would like. So please, yes, Libby, thank you. We got it set up. Oh my gosh. My little box works. Yes, Miss Regent Averett.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Mr. Salinas. We appreciate it. Talk to me a little bit to us about your business background, because much of our responsibility is around fiduciary oversight and as best we can, understanding the relatively complex financial matters of the college, and being your own business owner. Just tell me a little bit about your business background and how you think, what skills you think you have in that regard that would help.
That's a great question. And being a sole proprietor is you wear many hats. And I'm the wannabe accountant to I'm the one that sets up all the employees, the one that makes sure that that everybody knows when they're coming in. At the same time, I'm the one that's promoting the business. I'm the guy that's the cheerleader, the motivator, the person that's gonna get the rest of our team excited about what we're doing. And so, when it comes to finances, it's being a sole proprietor it's a lot of work, but how would I say it? It's very rewarding whenever you see all of your efforts come and you're able to make the bills, and you're able to also at the same time educate so many kids and make such a big impact on the community. So mentoring, understand finances and how to budget our money and make it happen. People person, team player, like I said, it's not always just because I'm the owner, it's my way or the highway. I'm open to our team to what give me more ideas. Maybe I'm just in it too much, so you can give me an outside view of it. But yeah, owning your own business is an experience in itself. 25 years I've learned on the job, and I'm super excited to learn what Del Mar College is all about, every day.
Other questions from regents at the table? Mr. Bennett or Mr. Garza, do you have any questions for Mr. Salinas?
I do not.
Thank you. I do have one question for you, Mr. Salinas. In our accreditation with the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, did I get it right that time? I've messed that up before. SACS COC. And so in our accreditation, there is a very distinct line between the management of the college and the governance of the college, and the Board of Regents is responsible for that governance. So can you talk a little bit about your understanding of the separation of duties between the Board of Regents and our only employee, the college president and his staff?
From what I'm learning every day is that the Board of Regents, their job is to promote, to educate the community. At the same time, our job is also to make Del Mar very attractive for our to attract the top teachers, the top instructors in the country. That is our job. At the same time, we do oversee the president of Del Mar and make sure that just to make sure that he is heading in the right direction, and that we have that our plan is in place and that he's implementing our plan. And so I understand that there's more to learn here. I truly do. And like I said, I'm a great learner and I'm a great team player. I look forward, if this were to happen, I look forward to sitting down with each and every one of you guys and talking to you about, more about what your guys' vision is of Del Mar, and that way I can add to it. But I am truly a learner. Just like you guys are learning on the job, I'm going to learn too, and I'm going to bring a lot of enthusiasm, and I might just be, ringing your phone more than you'd like, but I'll tell you what, it's all for the kids in the community, and I'm all in.
Great, thank you so much. If there are no other follow-up questions, then we do have you have an opportunity for a 2 to 3 minute wrap-up statement.
Okay. Again, thank you again for this opportunity. I'm super excited for this opportunity. I hope you guys can feel and understand where my passion comes from. And again, whoever you decide to be on this board, please understand that the void that my dad left. He was a guy that money was not an object. It was never about the money, not even in coaching. It was about the kids. It was about growth. It was about growing Corpus Christi, the youth, the community. It was all passion. It was all about passion. And so whoever you put there, please understand that if they don't have passion and love their community and are not willing to put on the boots and go to work, then that's not the person for this job. I am going to put my boots on. I love this community. I have a passion, and I think that I bring great value. I'm going to bring a lot of energy. I really am. And I'm super excited for where Del Mar is headed and for the future. I think I can help you guys in conquering our goals a little bit faster and sooner. And again, I want to thank you for this great opportunity. Again, thank you for taking care of my old man. And God bless you guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Salinas. We do appreciate your passion for the community and for the college, and we sincerely appreciate you applying for this position and being here with us today.
Your father would be very, very, very proud. No question.
Thank you. God bless you guys.
Thank you so much, sir. All right, do we need a little bit of a break? We're just going to a coffee break. Just a quick little coffee break. position, and so we look forward to learning more about you and hearing who you are. You were sent a list of questions and kind of how this process would go. We have about 30 minutes together. The first 3 to 5 minutes will be an opportunity for you to give an introduction. Then we sent you some prepared questions. That will be followed by Regents asking some questions, maybe some follow-up on something you said or something in your resume, and then you'll have an opportunity for a wrap-up.
Very good.
So with that, I will kind of guide us through this first section, but then other Regents will ask questions later on. So please give us your introduction.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I'm going to have to pull out my resume because it's amazing how much I've forgotten about myself. I was born in 1958 here in Corpus Christi to Gregorio and Bertha Tamez. I attended George Evans Elementary from 1st to 6th grade. I went to Solomon Coles for junior high when it was a junior high. I graduated from Roy Miller High School in 1976. I received my Associates of Arts from Del Mar. I received my Bachelor's of Business from Sam Houston State University. I started to work for a company called Texas Eastern, and I received my master's degree from Houston Baptist University. I moved back to Corpus in 1988 and started building homes. In 1990s, I started to develop land. I am currently building a $1.9 million lift station for the city of Corpus Christi. And I'm also developing over 100 acres of land in the London area, Kings Lake Unit 2, which will represent about $200 million in home sites and property taxes.
Thank you very much. I'm over here taking notes. Mr. Tamez, sorry, I turned my mic on. Mr. Tamez, what makes Del Mar College's mission powerful for you?
Being an alumni of Del Mar College, I appreciate the role that the college serves in our community. Del Mar College provided me the opportunity to achieve my educational goals in a convenient, low-cost environment prior to me completing my bachelor's and master's degree. My family was of limited means, and Del Mar was an affordable option for me to begin my pursuit of college education. The low-cost education opportunity is vital to the students of our community, and it's something that I will work hard to maintain for the future generations. Del Mar's statement, and I repeat, Del Mar's statement reflects what I was able to achieve.
Thank you, sir. The role of a regent in a community college is distinct from that of the faculty and administration. So what is your understanding of the role of a regent, and how would you carry that role out?
A regent's role at Del Mar is to provide leadership and direction through the development of strategies, policies, and fiscal stewardship. I will work towards establishing clear goals and objectives for the president and the college while identifying key performance indicators to monitor progress towards the achievement of these goals and objectives. Every regent should be a public advocate for the college and always working to achieve what's best for the student and taxpayers of our community.
Thank you. And lastly, what do you believe that you bring to the Board of Regents that makes you unique and best qualified to serve?
As a Del Mar graduate, I understand and appreciate what our students need and require from our community college. My business background has provided me with the experience and skills necessary to add value to the leadership and direction of the college. My community involvement has included serving on the Planning Zoning Commission, alternative dispute resolution, and currently I'm serving on the board of directors of the Mission 911, which is actively working to help the homeless become productive members of our society. My participations in these community groups has given me a broader appreciation for many challenges our community is facing today. All of these experiences give me the unique background and skill set that would add value to the Board of Regents of Del Mar College.
Thank you. Regents, do any of you have follow-up questions for Mr. Tamez? Ms. Averett?
Thank you so much for being here today,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Tamez. We appreciate your interest. I appreciate you talking about your business background and the skills that you would bring to the position.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you mind talking to us a little bit more about simply why you want to be on the board? What, just from a personal standpoint, what is it that is driving you?
Del Mar gave me the opportunity after graduating from Roy Miller. I wasn't prepared to go off to college for several reasons. Economics and the fundamentals of education that I needed to move on. Del Mar gave me that. It gave me the opportunity, and there's years that you give and there's years that you take. And I think right now this is my opportunity to give back to Del Mar for what it provided me.
Thank you. Any other questions from other regents?
Just maybe
Mr.
a
Kelly.
comment. You've got an impressive resume.
Thank you.
I'm wondering, how much experience do you have as a public speaker?
Very little, as you can tell.
I was always wondering. But I did note that you were the only candidate that reached out to me, I guess, to speak in a private, more private environment. I didn't feel it was appropriate to talk to any candidate individually, but I did note that as an indication of your passion for the position.
Actually, I was looking for guidance. I wanted to make sure that I fit this position. I believe this is a very important role, especially right now. Corpus is in the cusp of what I'm experiencing as the fastest growing time in the history of Corpus Christi. I think Del Mar has a great opportunity and obviously is growing with Corpus, and that it's very important that we stay on top of the growth and not lose sight of the opportunities that our goal is to serve the community, the students from more of the background that I came from that needs economics, that we can keep the education system affordable, and we don't lose sight of that goal.
Okay. Well, I apologize for not being available to give you that
No,
guidance,
that's
but
fine.
I think you grasped it. So thank you. Thank you for applying.
Thank you.
I do have a question for you. We are one of the many entities that we have to answer to is the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, our accrediting body. You hear about regional accrediting bodies for universities and colleges, and so that is our regional accrediting body. There's a very clear and distinct, one of our former regents called it a very bright line between management and governance that is part of that accreditation process. They want to see a clear distinction between those. Can you talk about and I realize you're not in this position yet, but just give me your general understanding or maybe approach when you hear those kinds of statements. Give me your understanding of difference between governance and management.
You know, be quite honest, I'm not sure what that entails at this point.
Okay,
I would have to do, again, some research on that.
good. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Yes, sir. Dr. Adami.
Just reflecting on her question, as a board member, we have certain roles and responsibility toward the college.
Correct.
From your research, what is your understanding as a regent? You think your responsibilities would be?
You know, again, I think that and if I may look at my notes, you know, the mission for Del Mar is to provide access to quality education, workforce preparation, lifelong learning for the students and community success. And I think that comes in a lot of different forms. One of the situations that I believe Del Mar is going through is growing pains through the brick and mortar aspects of it. I feel that that is my strong point. That's what I can bring to this board, is that background to contribute. Again, I'm in the process of building approximately $2 million lift station for the city of Corpus Christi. That required me to get bonding, to get bridge loans, to meet with engineers, contractors, and I know that's not the duty of the board, but when we are here to assist staff with that. And again, I think if we can get a diverse group of board members, I think that's what would be healthy for this community.
Any other questions or follow-up? Mr. Tomez, it's an opportunity for you to provide a little summary statement for us before we wrap up today.
Well, again, why I was reaching out to some of the members was to get some insight to see if I was a good fit for this board, because that is ultimately what's important here. I've got enough, on my resume. I don't need to add anything else. As you can see, I've got enough projects that I'm working on, but I do feel that it's important that we all contribute. I sat on the planning and zoning for 6 years, and that was greatly rewarding for me because I felt that we brought in a perspective as a minority to help minority developers and come in and to have access to all the opportunities that there is here. And again, I hope that that's also what I can bring to this board. There's a saying that, we have an opportunity to come in our lives to serve, to be a great leader. You should serve the people that you're leading or the community that you're serving. And that's what I hope to be, as a leader. And to do that, I need to serve. And that's the sole purpose that I'm here for.
Yes, Ms. Turner.
Have you served on other boards throughout in Corpus Christi besides the planning, zoning, and working with the homelessness? Am I too far away? You've been in the area obviously your whole life. So has there been other boards that you've served on?
I've been again, I'll pull out my resume. I served on the Corpus Christi Chamber of Commerce, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Westside Business Association, Del Mar Alumni Committee, Executive Committee of the Boy Scouts of America, and yes, those are other boards I've served.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you again, Mr. Tomez, for your willingness to be here today. We do appreciate that, and we hope, regardless of the outcome today, that we see you around Del Mar College a lot more, because we think you have a lot to offer our students.
Well, and I do. I wanted to extend that if whatever may happen today, if I can be of any service to any one of you or the board, please let me know. I think what's important here is to move Corpus in the right direction. Again, there's a great opportunity for us here, and I would love to be a part of it. And if I can serve, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye.
Good morning. How
Good
are
morning.
you?
Dr. Villarreal, thank you very much for being here today. We so appreciate your willingness to apply for this position. You were communicated with by Mr. Rivera on kind of what we're going to go through today, 3 to 5 minute introduction. We'll have 3 questions that I will ask on behalf of the board. Then there'll be an opportunity for board members to ask some follow-up questions, followed by a summary statement from you. So
Perfect.
again, with our appreciation for you being here and for your interest in this position, please introduce yourself to the board.
Sure. And I apologize. I have this little tickle cough in my, it's allergy related, so I have some water just in case, but I wanted to let you all know. Thank you all so much for having me this morning and allowing me to spend a little bit of time with you. Del Mar is very close to my heart, but you have my resume. You have my letter of interest. So I don't want to necessarily tell you how much I love Corpus Christi and all the great schools that I attended and all the great experiences that I had. Instead, I'd like to tell you why I'm here this morning. I have been very blessed to be surrounded by kids for the last 43 years of my life. Many thousands of children, only one of my own, and only one grandchild, the loves of my life, but I've had an opportunity to spend so much time with many children. And I know through my definition of who I am, the 3 passions or the 3 areas that define me, one of them is public education. Public education, I tend to simplify things. I tend to take a complex problem and I simplify it. And I truly believe that the answer to every problem that we have, not only in our community, in our state, in our world, is answered through education. I'll tell you the reason I'm here. I have a 7-year-old grandson. His name is Benjamin. And as I told you, he's the love of my life. And yesterday I was visiting my mom, my 90-year-old mom, 89, almost 90. And she had a friend with her, an elderly lady, and she met Benjamin. Benjamin was with me. And she said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And Benjamin said, I think I want to be a fireman or a policeman. And I love that. And I kept thinking about Benjamin, and I kept thinking about all the other Benjamins in the world. Now, Benjamin will have an opportunity. He will be a 3rd generation college graduate. But we still have 1st generational college graduates. Del Mar is in a perfect position to continue the great work to eradicate 1st generation college graduates. That's why I'm here. If you asked how you would define Linda Villarreal, you would define me very simply. I'm a teacher, I'm a mom, and I'm a Christian. That's how you would define me. It's been all of my work all along, and I've been blessed to be part of such a wonderful profession. So that's why I'm here this morning. I think it would be a tremendous honor to almost come full circle from where my professional background started here at Del Mar, and to come back and serve with allegiance to Del Mar and our community.
Thank you very much, Dr. Villarreal. Our first question for you is, what makes Del Mar College's mission powerful for you?
I've done a lot of work with missions in my long educational background. I believe that weak organizations don't have a mission. Good organizations have a mission, but great organizations live the mission. You talk it, you walk it. I was so pleased to see, as I was reviewing for today, looking at agendas that you all have, that on your agendas, each item actually is tied to a goal. That's a sign of a very high-functioning board. So with your mission, I was, of course, read it, looked at it. I knew dreams delivered. I love that because I think that's exactly what you all do, is deliver dreams. But a mission statement really needs to define the work that you do. And I loved 3 components of it. The very first one, the fact that you all in your mission statement say affordable degrees and programs. I think that's critical. Finances should never be an issue for any student who wants to pursue advancement in their post-secondary future. I love the fact that you put workforce development, the connection. If you don't have a strong workforce in your community, you're not going to have a strong community. So the workforce development that you all have included in your mission statement is extremely strong. And then, of course, educational attainment, lifelong learning for our community. We all know that a thriving community has to have an educated community. Your society has to have a strong workforce as well as a strong educational community. More so, I liked your vision. Because, your vision, as in any great organization, whether it's Nike, Just Do It, or Apple or Google, when you look at it, it's very global. And I love the fact that your vision said it was to be the premier choice, the first choice for life-changing educational opportunities. That's what I want my life to be about. Many, many years, hopefully down the line, when I'm not here anymore, I hope somebody says, Linda, when she was a classroom teacher in Kingsville, she changed my life. Or when I was a principal, or when I was a mom. That's what I want. And that's what I want for Del Mar kids as well. So your mission statement, your vision statement, I also looked at your strategic plan. I looked at your 6 goals that you all have identified. I found them to be extremely straightforward, providing direction for your organization. So well done, great job on your work.
Thank you, Dr. Villarreal. The second question is, what is a regent's role in a community college, and how would you carry out that role?
Again, I've been very, very fortunate. Probably, I would say at least 30 years of working with school boards. Now, granted, they were a pre-K 12 school boards. And I know that there is a difference between the college board of regents and school boards. But I was always impressed with school boards for many, many reasons. Number one, it's people who sign up to make sometimes hard decisions, sometimes not popular decisions, but sometimes decisions that are going to be life-changing for kids without getting paid. I think that's just amazing. Why do people do that? And I loved it so much that I wanted to study it. So when I was working on my doctorate, that was my dissertation topic. My dissertation topic were governing structures in the state of Texas. Of course, it was for public education. And I was able to really research high-functioning boards, low-functioning boards. What are the main issues in people coming together and finding that common goal and where you want to move forward? How to prevent doing the CEO or the superintendent's job and knowing that that's not a line that you cross. And knowing also that this is a really important job. You don't take it lightly. You're actually serving as a representative of the community, a community that you love and a community that you want to see flourish. So the regent's role, or my role, if I were fortunate enough to be appointed, would certainly be to be one member of a team that has oversight of this institution, to support, to guide, and possibly provide direction to the number one hardest decision, most important decision that the regents make, and it's to have a CEO at the helm that leads the work that you all do and set forth.
Thank you very much. And the last question, what do you believe you would bring to the Board of Regents that makes you unique and best qualified to serve?
I love this quote, and I mean, I've used it a million times in trainings, or I've used it with my staff whenever I've had opportunities. But there's a quote by Margaret Mead. And Margaret Mead she said that never doubt that a small group of committed individuals can change the world. Don't doubt it. And she says, in fact, it's the only thing that ever has been done. And it's so true. You get a small group of committed people And if they're focused on the right job, they will change the world. I tend to be also, sometimes people say that I might be dramatic, and I don't necessarily mean for that to be the case, but I believe that if you change one child's life or one student's life, you do change the world. I truly believe that. I believe that I would bring my experience as a public educator, 43 years as a public educator. Not only would I bring the experience, the networking of knowing superintendents in our region, my work as the executive director at the service center allowed me to get to know each one of our school districts, 42 school districts, 8 charter schools. It also allowed me to work at the state level with our commissioner, back then, and we've had several commissioners since then, since I've retired, but back then, whether it was Shirley Neely, whether it was Robert Scott, Michael Williams, of course now Dr. Morath. And that would be what I would bring to you all. Most of all, I would bring the commitment and the dedication that I've tried to have in everything that I've done with public ed. And I think it just goes back to my other passion, which is being a mom. I just think that's just one of the most amazing blessings that I've ever had, and I wanted everything for that kid of mine. And shouldn't we want that for every student and every child that comes into our life? So everything sort of goes back to who I am. You know, I'm a mom and I'm a teacher. And those would be the things that I would bring as a regent for Del Mar College.
Thank you so much for that. Regents, do you have follow-up questions? Ms. Averett?
How'd you know?
Well, just
Dr.
a pattern.
Villarreal, thank you
Yes.
so much for being here today. I have kind of a two-part question, not really related, but just while
Sure.
I've got the mic, I'll go ahead and ask both of them. One is, I noticed you spent a few years at Brooks County ISD.
I did.
1 year as the superintendent. My question is, because you were 1 year superintendent, did you leave there to go to the ESC? Is that why you left?
I did, but I'll be real truthful with you, and I
Please.
talk about this in a lot of my trainings. I've held 5 jobs. I was a classroom teacher. I was a school principal. I was a assistant superintendent. Then I was a superintendent, and then I was executive director. And actually, the executive director, I was deputy, and then I became executive director. Of my 5 jobs, my absolute best was being the classroom teacher. I'm the closest to the kids. I absolutely loved it. Loved being a campus principal. I loved all my jobs. The one that I liked the least was superintendent. And the reason that I didn't like it as much is because I was very much into curriculum, very much into teachers, very much into kids, into parents, into community. And I didn't necessarily like the other aspect, the politics. I'm not a political person. I am not a political person. So you might say, well, is this a political position? I don't know. What I do know is that it's a position that will actually allow me to do what I love. It's which help kids. So I was asked, Ernie Samora, Dr. Erna Samora, came and talked to me when I was at Brooks County. And he said, I'd like for you to be, come and interview and try to see if you might be interested in our deputy director position. I didn't want to do it because I didn't feel my work was done. I hadn't finished what I wanted to do at Brooks County. We were doing great academically, but we weren't doing great as a board. We had some issues, and I struggled with that a lot. And so that's another reason why I really wanted to study high-functioning boards and boards that don't function as well. I wanted to make sure that whatever I had, when I had an opportunity, that I could make sure we put into place those structures and those systems to make sure that we weren't micromanaging, that we weren't crossing lines, that roles were very clear and what we were supposed to do. So he came and talked to me, and I remember telling him, no, I said, I really have work to do here. And my husband talked to me, never gets involved in any of my work. My husband is extremely supportive, but has never, ever gotten involved because you just don't do that. And he said, you know, Linda, he said, I just think this is a really, really, really good move. And he said, I think it's a good move for the family. I think it's a good move for you. And reluctantly, I applied and I got the job. But my 1 year as superintendent, it was like about a year and a half. 1 year as superintendent was like 10 or 20 years of experience. And it was wonderful. And I love Brooks County. And I love the people, and I love the kids, and I love the work we did there. But it was a short stay.
Thank you so
Sure.
much. Do you want me to wait? I'm
No,
gonna say
go ahead.
My other question is just simply, I love the enthusiasm you show in talking about teaching. As a young woman, what drove you to pursue that path into teaching?
I would like to have this great, wonderful story that I said, when I was 4 years old, I lined up my dolls and I would teach them. That wasn't it. I think the power of family is critical. My older sister became a teacher. My second sister became a pharmacist, all coming through Del Mar. My older brother went into business, and I looked at it and said, what am I going to do? And I said to myself, I don't know if I can do the pharmacy route. I don't know if the science and all of that is my background. I said, but I do know I like to be around kids. I like to be around schools. And that's why I went into it. I was super blessed to fall in to the love of my profession. So I did not start out thinking all my life I wanted to be a teacher. I became a teacher thinking, which is extremely flawed, what a great job for a mom. What a great job for a wife. A summer's off. I went in thinking that, and we now know that's so far from the truth. I worked every single summer. From the moment I became a teacher till I retired, I never had summers off because I think it's a good thing. We always struggle financially, and I needed to work right curriculum. I needed to be part of trainings. I needed to do every extra thing, which it looked like that would be maybe not a blessing, but that was a blessing because I learned. And I was just a sponge. I wanted to learn, and I would see trainers and I'd say, I think I could do that. And then I'd meet administrators. I think I could do that. And then I'd see a superintendent. I said, I think I could do that. It might be hard, but I think I could. So the more you expose kids to different situations, even when you're going in with a different reason, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. Another thing I just wanted to make sure that I talked to you all about is I was very fortunate to serve as a chairperson for a committee about 8 years ago. I think it was 8 or 9 years ago. I'm not too sure. And it was with Dr. Ferguson. And it's with Del Mar. I had just retired, and people reached out to me and said, would you be willing to serve on this committee? And, I really didn't think at the time. I said, I'm retired. I want to sort of pull back. But I said yes, like I often do. Sometimes I wish I wouldn't all the time. But I said yes. And what an amazing opportunity. I got to meet staff. I got to meet leadership. And I got to work with community people looking at Del Mar College's infrastructure and facilities versus their instructional needs. And then realizing that at least, I don't know what the numbers are now, but at least 40% of your students lived south side of SPID. And so being a part of that, and then to now see where you all have come from that work is just amazing. So I was very, very blessed to have that. I hope I answered your question. One of the things I didn't want to do today was bird walk, and I can do that every once in a while. So I hope I tried to stay focused. Anything else? Sure.
Yeah,
Other questions, Mr. Kelly?
Yeah, I've got a question because I've been listening to you closely, and I've been noticing you get most passionate when you start talking about the classroom, writing curriculum, and that sort of thing, which is more Dr. Escamilla's realm than ours. You understand this position has more to do with budgets and policies and that
I
sort of
do.
thing. Maybe more like the superintendent job that you didn't like.
Yeah.
And it is very definitely a political position.
Right.
Knowing that, is this still the job that you want?
You packed a lot in that
Yes, I
question.
did.
So let me talk a little bit about
But
it.
you brought a lot out.
Yes,
so-
I did. I did. First of all, I loved being a superintendent. I loved all my jobs. There are in life, there are parts, little pieces that you like more than others. When I say I'm not a political person, I'm not a political person, but for 43 years I've been in a political position. So I've had that, and I certainly can. I think that if I live by my principles, by my integrity, by who I am, I think there would not be any problems. You're absolutely correct that my heart and my love has always been in the areas of instruction and curriculum and teaching and working with kids. But I've also served on boards. I was extremely, and I know it's in my resume, I hate to give you things that you can read itself, but I was so pleased to serve on the Southwest Educational Leadership Development Lab. And it's a research organization, educational, and it covered, when I first joined, it was 4 states. They were moving toward 8 to 10 states. And we met in Austin. It was all of the commissioners from each state. So all of the commissioners of each state, they were a part of this. And that was a very high profile, very similar to a regent position. And I loved it. And you're absolutely right. I didn't get to necessarily be in a classroom or write curriculum or even see children, but I knew the work was going to directly impact the life of the Benjamins and all the Tommies and all the Charlies and all the other kids. So you bring up a great point, and thank you for that question. But I do feel that I've had quite a bit of experience in that level of infrastructure in our school systems, in public schools.
I understand. I don't mean to imply there's not a
No.
place for educators on this board.
No,
There's a-
absolutely not. I understand. I think it was a great question. And if I had my choice, whether to be in a classroom or to be in a boardroom, I would definitely tell you it would be a classroom. But I'm also 62 years old. And I'm not going to be in a classroom like I was when I was 21 or 22. But I'm still in a classroom because I still adjunct for 3 universities, and I love that. So I keep that connection. I keep that connection with kids and what's happening in our world.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Other questions from Regents? Just a little bit of a follow-up from what Regent Kelly asked you. So our accrediting body is the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. And so in that reaccreditation process, in their policies and procedures is what a former regent called a very bright line between governance and management. And that's a very important part of our accreditation process. Can you speak to your understanding of the difference between governance and management?
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes back to the question that you asked me about Brooks County. That's where the lines got blurred, and we tried to bring training in, trainers in. I think it's it has to be very clear. It's very clear the role of a regent in governing and the role of management. And you really have to be careful because you're on a slippery slope the minute you start going into management. That's just a direction you don't want to go. My work and my dissertation certainly prepared me for that question. And that was one of the number one issues of a dysfunctional board, was not having clarity on what governance and management and crossing lines that weren't supposed to be crossed. So not only have I lived it, also, when I worked at Driscoll, I was a campus principal for a pre-K 8th grade school. It was just so small, there were only 2 administrators. There was a superintendent and a principal. And he included me in every single board meeting, every single executive session. So I've been exposed to very strong boards. I've been exposed to mediocre boards, and I've been exposed to very weak boards. And it trickles down. Your work trickles down. If you're not a strong board, and it doesn't mean a rubber stamp, and it also doesn't mean that you always have to all be in agreement. I think a good board sometimes is not in agreement. I think where you have great conversations, but you stay focused on what your mission is, what your goals are, and so that's where I would go with governance and management. There's a very clear line, and I certainly understand it because I've lived it.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any other follow-up questions? Now's an opportunity for you to give us your summary statement.
Oh, well, it's been an honor to just stand before you. And not only has it been an honor, but it's sort of been a joy for me to be able to talk about the things that I love. I got Benjamin in there. I got Carlos in there. I got all of my work in public ed. Never doubt that your meetings don't matter. Never doubt that a decision that you make doesn't matter, because it does. Somebody's life is going to be changed depending on the work that you all do. After I retired, and I say that with just a smile because, number one, because I'm retired, but number two, I'm really not retired. I still work. I was very pleased to be a part of an alliance from a university, a Texas A&M, Kingsville, wanted to work with a regional school that was really struggling, that they were going to close. And the commissioner got together and said, let's get one of our universities to try to help this school. And they did. And the President Talent, Stephen Talent, called me and said, Linda, would you come and help us? Would you come and help us? And I said, well, I just retired. And he said, well, but it could still be on your time, but just please. And I said, okay, all right. So I did. And it's just been the most amazing opportunity. The school is now thriving. And it's not because of me. It's because of a small group of committed people. That's who did this. The school is thriving. But not only that, the best part was not even a month ago, I was able to come to a pinning with that school and another school that's partnered with Del Mar. And to be able to see these students, many first-generational college students, already being pinned and already taking the steps to where they need to go, and that's because of the partnerships with Del Mar. That says so much. Our public schools are not the public schools when I was there a long, long time ago. We weren't concerned with CCMR points. You're now rated on college, career, military readiness. So that's you all. Post-secondary, our public schools have to have post-secondary plans. And I've seen so many of our schools partner with Del Mar. I've seen some of our schools partner with other people. I'd like for Del Mar to be that premier choice for life-changing actions for our kids. And I'd like to be a part as a regent. And I thank you so much. I know you have a hard decision to make. I've been able to meet the two other people. John Temez, we graduated 1976 at Roy Miller High School together. And I'm like, I knew you. It was wonderful. The fact that Coach Salinas, God rest his soul, gave so much for kids, wanted to change the lives of children, very similar to what I feel about kids when I see them. To know that his son was here, I'm not worried. Whoever you choose is going to be fine because they're committed like you are. They're committed to our community. So I know that you're going to do a great job. And I thank you so much for allowing me to talk about the things that I love. Thank you so much.
Dr. Villarreal, thank you very much. We appreciate
Thanks.
the time today and appreciate your application.
Thank
Regents, we will now go into a closed session under Texas Government Code 551071 regarding the pending or contemplated litigation or settlement offer, seeking of legal advice from counsel, and possible discussion and action in open session, and under Texas Government Code 551.074A1 regarding the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, including the appointment to fill an at-large regent vacancy, with possible discussion and action in open session. The time is 9:48 a.m., and we will just take a brief 2 or 3 minute break to clear the room. The Board of Regents has come back into open session at 10:11 a.m. We are now prepared to vote on a replacement for our at-large regent position. Before I accept a motion from the board, I do want to once again thank the applicants. It is with great joy that we see such love and passion and dedication to Del Mar College that brings out quality applicants like we have seen today. It's just been a pleasure to get to know each of these individuals a little bit more and to hear about their connection to Del Mar College. And I just feel like I'm repeating myself, but I can't state enough our appreciation for their willingness to serve this institution that we all love. With that, I'm ready to accept a motion. Regent Hutchison?
Yes, and I'd like to second what you said, first of all, or preface this again with what an extraordinary time it was to learn about each one of these candidates, and the passion, the knowledge, the understanding of the impact that Del Mar College has really renewed my pride in being on this board, and so that was a gift for me this morning. Having said that, I do want to make a motion at this time to appoint Dr. Linda Villarreal to the Board of Regents to fill the position of Coach Salinas.
I second that.
Thank you, Dr. Adami. Are there other comments before we take a vote on this motion? Would anyone else like to make a comment? Yes, Mr. Kelly?
Yeah, I would. Each of the applicants talked about their passion for Del Mar and their willingness to serve regardless of whether they were appointed to the board or not. And I hope that is true. And I'm hoping that those individuals that may not get chosen do get an opportunity to help the college. I can see in each one of them talents and passion that are very much needed here.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Anyone else? With that, we will take a roll call vote. The motion again is to appoint Dr. Linda Villarreal to replace, to fill the unexpired term in our at-large regent position. Dr. Adami, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Averett?
Yes.
Mr. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Garza?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Dr. Turner?
Yes.
I'm Carol Scott, and I vote affirmative as well. We have a unanimous vote. We are going at this time ask Dr. Villarreal to come forward, and we will administer the oath of office. Mr. Tamez, thank you so much. I know Mr. Salinas is on his way back, and we'll thank him personally as well. Mr. Tamez, thank you very, very much, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all very, very much.
We are so looking forward to working with you.
Up in front, yeah.
Yes. And we'll all take pictures for you.
You can stand right here in the middle. Yes, ma'am. If you will raise your right hand.
Do you want to come back?
I, please state your name.
I, Linda Bomba Villarreal,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of Regent of the Del Mar College District, of the office of Regent
office of Regents
of the Del Mar College
of
District
the Del Mar College District
of the State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
and the laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Villarreal, we look forward. Sure, sure. We look forward to the opportunity to work with you, and I love to say you're going to hit the ground running. We have a number of items in front of us over the next several weeks, including the budget and other important activities. Our next regular board meeting will be on July 27th, and staff will be getting in touch with you shortly to begin the onboarding process and to prepare you for those upcoming meetings. Any other comments from Regents today?
Welcome to the board.
Thank you so much. We will also offer to do a ceremonial swearing in if you would like at the July 27th meeting, if you'd like to have family, if you'd like to bring Benjamin so that we can all meet him.
I'm totally fine with this.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And with that, the board is adjourned at 10:17 a.m.